Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this look right here, and don't worry, I'm going to be showing you the entire face, so it's going to be a full face makeup tutorial for today. This is more of a fall glam type of a look. I was really inspired by the fourth palette from the vault that I had yet to review and put to the test. To be quite honest, I did film that review, and then when I was reviewing the footage, some of it was not good. Some of the footage just wasn't transferring onto my laptop correctly, and so I just had to trash that. I was gonna leave it alone, but when I posted this eye look on Instagram and on Snapchat, I asked you all whether or not you'd like to see a tutorial, and a lot of you said yes. So I figured I definitely need to grab this palette once again in order to put this tutorial together. I do have to say, out of all the four Vault palettes that I tried, this one is by far my favorite. If you're going to spend your $15 on one single Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette, this one I highly recommend, especially if you're into warm tones, because this is full of warm tone fall colors. It's perfect for fall, which is why I was very excited to put this together and it you know, turn it into a fall look for you all. So I know that in the picture that you all saw, I am wearing a different lip color, but don't worry, I have that down in the description and I will be talking about it at the end when it's time for lips. So without further ado, let's get right into this fall glam makeup tutorial. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this look. I'm going to start off with the eyes. That's usually how I like to start off all of my looks, just in case something goes awry and nothing goes as planned as far as the eye look. I can just wash it off really quickly. Instead of having to wash the entire face, it's just the eyes. So that is why I personally like to start off my looks with the eyes. The only thing that you're not going to see in this video is the brow filling process. I already have videos on that, so I didn't want to bore you with the time-consuming fill-in process of the brows for me. I've also already prepped my eye for eyeshadow application. The only thing that I did is apply concealer onto the entire lid, and I've set it with a translucent powder. So now we can go ahead and get started. So this eye look is actually pretty simple. It's not hard to recreate whatsoever. The only brushes that I'm going to be using are the ones from my Sigma set, which is still on sale. In case y'all are interested, the link will be down in the description box below. So I'm really only going to be using 3 brushes in order to create this look. It looks pretty complicated at the end, but you'll see that it's actually really easy to recreate. The palette that I'm going to be using for this eye look is from the Vault collection, from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collaboration. This one is Ring the Alarm. This is the last palette that I had yet to use. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Rush, and I'm going to grab that with my E40 tapered blending, and I'm going to be placing that along the crease, just patting it into place and then blending it out. This is going to be my transition shade here. So just blending it out using circular windshield wiping motions, combining those two together. And I'm blending this upward along the entire crease. Of course, I'm going to go back and add a little bit more. Alright, next eyeshadow that I'm grabbing is Alert, using the exact same brush. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to pop it in the exact same location as the previous eyeshadow, but I'm keeping this one just a tad bit lower, so that when I blend it up, it doesn't go up too high and not overlap, but kind of outdo the previous eyeshadow. So I don't want it to cover that completely up. So that is why I'm going to just keep it a little bit further down to give me some wiggle room to be able to blend that up without covering up the previous eyeshadow. Okay, next I'm grabbing my E25 blending, and I'm grabbing Secret from the palette. I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it here onto the outer corner. Just patting it in first and then blending out the edges. So I'm going up to the crease and I'm bringing this in just a little bit, about halfway into the lid and up to the crease. And then I'm going back with my E40 And I'm just diffusing that just a little bit in order to help blend out the edges even further. Then I'm taking my E25 once again, I'm dipping it into Secret again, and I'm going to pat additional product on top. Then taking my E40 and blending out the edges. Then I'm going back with my E25 without adding any additional product in order to continue to blend it all out. And the way that I do that is I swirl the brush along the lid just lightly, especially along the edges, and that helps kind of blend everything into place and together. Okay, that's why I love these two brushes together. Like, one really helps out diffuse the color and it helps blend. This one continues to help build and blend. It's just together I can create any look. All right, next we're going in with Boom. I'm going to pick that up with my finger and I'm going to apply that on to the inner half of the mobile lid area and make sure that it overlaps with the outer V color here, just a little bit. And I'm going to take that all the way up to the crease. All right, and then I'm going to clean my finger off and grab Lolly. And I'm going to place that right on top of Boom. Okay, so now that I have that down, I'm going back with my E25 and then just blending everything in between. So blending the lid color, the inner lid color to the outer V, just blending in between very lightly so that you don't see this harsh line right in between the colors. It all just kind of becomes somewhat one. Then I'm also going to take this brush in order to blend the top here along the crease. Okay, so next I'm going to be tightlining, and the way that I like to do it is with an eyeliner brush and a gel liner. So I'm just going to take an eyeliner brush, dip it into my gel liner here, and I'm going to be patting that right underneath the top lash line. This way is just a lot easier than with the pencil. With the pencil, I find myself poking myself in the eye, and then I get the pencil on my contact, and then I can't see for the rest of the day. It's ridiculous. This is a lot easier, and it's definitely not as uncomfortable. All right, so next come the lashes. I'm going to be wearing false lashes for this. The ones that I'm reaching for are my favorite, the Diva lashes from Pure Cosmetics. But before I apply those, I always apply a coat of mascara. The mascara that I'm using for today is my Beauty For Real High Def. It just adds the right amount of volume that I need in order to place my lash on top. All right, and now that our lash is nice and tacky, it is time for application. By the way, this House of Lashes glue is like the best glue ever. Okay, so now that lashes are on, it is time to work on the rest of the face. And then once the under eye area is done, I will come back and finish off the eyes. So let's move on to the face. First thing that I'm going to apply is a primer. This one is the Blurring Primer from Cover FX. Just grabbing a little bit of that and applying that onto the sides of my nose here, just to blur out these pores. Next comes color correcting, and I'm going to be using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This one is in the shade Medium to Deep. Just applying a little bit of that onto the under eye area to help combat my dark circles. Already, like, such a difference with just a little bit of that. All right, for foundation, I'm going to be working with the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation from NYX. I'm mixing these two together. When I bought this one, it was a little too deep, and then I bought this one and it was a little too light, but surprisingly, I mixed them together and it's a perfect match, just half and half. The lighter shade, this one here, is Natural, and the deeper shade is Caramel. So I'm going to mix them together. And I'm taking my 3D HD blender, which you also get with my set. I'm going to be dabbing this foundation onto the entire face. This gives such great coverage and you don't need a whole lot of product in order to get there, which is why I prefer to use it on a regular basis. Okay, next comes concealer, and this has been my go-to. My go-to on light days too, so I'll just apply a little bit of concealer. I usually just dab it with my finger, blend it out that way underneath the eye area, and then I apply a couple of just swipes of this, one to each cheek. I blend it out using a fluffy brush or with my 3D HD, and it gives me such like nice light medium coverage. I can just use that really quickly if I'm going to be running errands really fast. This is truly multi-use because not only can you use it underneath the eyes, you can use it all over the face. The shade that I use is Sand, and it seems to match me perfectly all along the face as well. So I really like this concealer a lot. Just blending it out. Gives such great coverage. Alright, and then I'm going to take some of my RCMA No Color Loose Powder, grab that, just shake off any of the excess. I'm grabbing that with my 3D HD damp blender. And just stamping the under eye area in order to set the concealer. Okay, so now we can go back and finish off the lower lash line here. I'm going to take this eyeliner pencil. This one is from Beauty For Real in the shade Chocolate Fix. And I'm going to be running this along my waterline. And then I'm going back into the Ring the Alarm palette. I'm grabbing my E30 pencil brush and taking Secret from the palette. And I'm going to be patting this along the entire lower lash line. I might stop here just right before the tear duct. Actually, I am going to be stopping here right before. Just patting this eyeshadow onto the lower lash line. Alright, and then I'm going to grab Alert with this pencil brush. Pat that on top as well. Alright, and last but not least, I'm grabbing Rush, and I'm going to blend the lower lash line using this eyeshadow here. So it's pretty much like I'm going backwards along the lower lash line. On top, we went Rush, Alert, Secret. Along the bottom, we're doing Secret, Alert, Rush. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab On Camera, which is this beautiful gold shimmer here. Taking that with my pencil brush, and I'm going to pop it here along the inner corner of my eyes. And finishing off the eyes with a little bit of mascara along the lower lashes. Okay, now going back to the face and finishing everything off, I'm grabbing my Smashbox Contour Palette. And I'm going to be taking my Luxie 512, which is a small contouring brush. I'm first going to grab the bronzing shade, just a little bit of that, and pop it here onto the hollows of my cheeks, and then swirl the brush upward. And then take this up to the temple just a little bit. And then I'm going to take a little tiny bit of the contour shade, which is this grayish one right here. Just take that with the side of my brush and pop it here right into the hollow. And blend it in to everything else. Okay, so next comes blush, and for that I'm taking my MAC Mineralized Blush. This one is in the shade Cosmic Force. I like to go really light with my blushes. Either I like something really light and peach, or like this one, just really light. I feel like those suit my complexion the best. So just adding a little bit of that, very, very light. Okay, next I'm going to add some highlight onto the tops of my cheeks here, and for that I'm going to take my Bare Minerals Translucent Duo. This has a matte side and a glow side. Taking some of the glow side with my Sigma Tapered Highlighting Brush. This is the F35. I'm going to be applying it onto the tops of the cheeks here, just to give me a very subtle glow along the face. Last but not least, the lips. Now, the one that has been my go-to favorite nude is this one here. This one is the Super Stay Matte Ink from Maybelline in the shade Driver. This is my go-to. If you see me wearing a nude lip in any of my videos, chances are that this is what it is. This is the one that I wore when I first had this look on in that review video that you all saw me in. But for today, since today is more of a fall glam type of a look, I'm going to be going with this instead. This is the H2O Matte Liquid Lipstick from Beauty For Real in the shade Bring It. And I'm going to be pairing it with their lip liner. This one is their Neutral Deep Lip Liner. Alright, and that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's fall makeup tutorial and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future makeup tutorials, product reviews, anything beauty related. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms where I absolutely love to interact with you all. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.